No matter what the source of pathogen, there is no doubt that infectious diseases with acute respiratory failure as the initial sign are occurring all over the world, not a cold cough. When investigating the source of a new coronavirus infection, COVID-19, anyone running into a barrier. It means that almost all infected people are asymptomatic. In other words, whatever the pathogen is, it might already coexist from the beginning. Therefore, the number of newly infected persons does not continue to increase exponentially, and the infection distribution peaks. That is because the number of people going to the hospital is decreasing. After that, the number of infected people who are hospitalized and quarantined tends to decrease. In other words, if you look at the world, it will be a continuous distribution of mountains and valleys. The new coronavirus infection seems to repeat this in an infinite looping for the human race. It is unclear whether each country containing Japan is artificially controlling it because it requires money and manpower to investigate the infection. Therefore, I examined whether the infections of the Omicron strain in South Africa and the Delta strain in South Korea continue to increase exponentially or in death. According to the World Health Organization (WHO) statistical mortality rate due to pneumonia has been around 10% of the annual mortality rate. This is roughly equal to the mortality rate from unexplained pneumonia in old people. In the world, 50 million people die each year for some reason, such as cancer or arteriosclerosis, but most of them are older than 65 years old. Of these, about 5 million people die from pneumonia annually, and most of them are elderly. No gender, age distribution or symptoms of deaths from the new coronavirus infection have been disclosed. In other words, in the case of pneumonia, human lifespan must be considered. However, the problem with the new coronavirus infection is that it becomes choked by saliva infection or sexually transmitted infection rather than pneumonia. Also, if you have a family, suspect a family infection. In particular, various chronic sequelae based on a wide range of severe inflammatory reactions after infection have become a problem. As a result, it cannot be denied that the greatest adverse effect on living a social life will be premature death due to cancer or arteriosclerosis at an early stage in the future. Also, it is unpredictable when, where and what will happen. For example, in Japan, 100,000 people die from pneumonia annually, but the corpses are burned by putting them in a high-burning furnace without inspecting the pathogen and leaving the cause unknown. Therefore, the pathogen that causes pneumonia in the tail is still unknown. In the United States, 300,000 people die from pneumonia annually. However, mysteriously, the death toll from the new corona has exceeded 665,000 in the United States. The number of these corpses continues to grow. In other words, it can be said that the number of deaths caused by the new coronavirus infection is increasing. In short, humans are dying prematurely without sex. This infection is characterized by repeated mutations, mysteriously that they occur simultaneously in many distant locations that are accidental but not causal. Moreover, there is no contact with each other, and there is no relationship. In other words, even in isolated rooms separated by walls, they can infect each other in some way across time and space. For example, among unrelated humans, demographically, mysteriously, the number of male and female births each year is not biased by region or time, and almost the same number is born. The process of having sex between the opposite sex and giving birth to a child is free, and it is not artificially determined. However, due to the mathematical probability distribution of nature. The place and time are all predetermined like a program design drawing of a certain game in the future beyond space-time. To put it simply, there is no freedom in this world from the beginning. All living things are being monitored for something. It means that there is a destiny to associate the future with a red thread that is invisible from the beginning. The time to know it is the time to die.